Welcome back to another episode of Gus Talks Wrestling. And since this past weekend we had one of the big four PLEs for WWE, I'm going to have two episodes about each of the two nights. So that's right, if you weren't aware, I am talking about the first ever two-night event for SummerSlam. And this episode is going to be all about night one. So let's jump right into that. The first thing I want to talk about is the Titantron. I absolutely hated the four-segment Titantron. I Maybe that's just me. If you liked it, that's cool. This definitely was not for me, though. Another thing I want to touch on is that we had Cardi B as the host, which, this is a common thing to have celebrities come in and host this kind of stuff. I don't think she did a bad job. I also don't think she was amazing, but, you know, to each their own. Then we have the first match of the night, which was Jey Uso and Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. This was a really good tag team match, in my opinion. Although I do have to say, coming out of it, oh my God, do I hope Braun Breaker's knee is okay, because I saw that, and when he jammed it into the announcer's table, oh, that looked so very painful. I am glad that Jay and Roman ended up winning this one, but now they have to do something going forward to continue to make Braun and Braun look much more menacing. I'm going to give this match a 4 out of 5. Next up, we have the Women's WWE Tag Team Championships, where we had the Judgment Days, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. This was another really good tag team match. I also really liked that possible betrayal moment of Alexa Bliss mistakenly hitting Charlotte Flair and that potentially ending the team right there. I also thought that this was a really good way to go with having Charlotte and Bliss be the ones to win the tag team titles. But I also think it should have been Raquel that ate the pin, just because if you're going to eventually lead to that team splitting up, I think it makes it better if Roxanne comes out being the stronger one and blaming Raquel for being the loser. And this one I'm going to give a 4 out of 5 as well. Next up, we have Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. This was a match that I really enjoyed, but I felt like there was not enough story to this. And at the same time, I really wish that at the end of it, Sammy had gotten Kross to say he was wrong or something like that, because he said he was going to. In my own opinion, I think this match would have been much better as an I Quit match for two reasons. One, I think that would give it a lot more kind of gravitas to the story. And number two, since we don't actually know whether or not Cross is still in the company since they moved him and Scarlett to the alumni section, it could either really add to the story or give an actual reason as to why he's no longer in the company. I'm giving this one a 3 out of 5. Then we have Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship match. So I thought this one was a really good back and forth, but the biggest issue I had with this, and I have this with a lot of matches nowadays, just because I think there's too many PLEs and too many Saturday night's main events, is that there's not enough time to build these stories. I felt like there was zero story between the two of them, and that's why I didn't find it all that interesting. Also, I hate the fact that the Queen of the Ring and the King of the Ring are pretty much just not mentioned whatsoever. I completely forgot that Jade was the Queen of the Ring until it was mentioned by the commentary team. So I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. Then we have the match that I was looking forward to the least. We have the team up of Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul versus Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. I have never been the biggest fan of when celebrities are being brought in for matches. Mind you, there are obviously some diamonds in a rough, like Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, but a lot of them really don't know what they're doing and are not great at it. Now, I will say I was pleasantly surprised with how well Jelly Roll did. Now, I don't think that he did a great job, but he did a good job, and he impressed me at least a little bit. But I really did not like this match. I felt like it took away from an opportunity of maybe someone else being able to partner with Orton. It also just felt so weird by the end that they didn't have the team of Orton and Jelly Roll winning. It's like, why do you have this big spectacle happening if you're not going to have the big name win this match? Now, mind you, I don't think that Jelly Roll could have won this match in actuality, but if Orton had beaten up one of them really severely and Jelly Roll got the pin, that would have made sense. I also want to mention I loved that table spot when Logan Paul hit Jelly Roll. Oh my God, that commentator's table just exploded. So I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. And then we have the final match of the night, Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. This was a great match, in my opinion. I love how CM Punk had the Fantastic Four colors for his outfit there, especially because he always says the line of, "It's clobberin' time." This is another one that I would have liked a bit more story build up because it really just felt like they were throwing these two together. Now, mind you, both of them are so well experienced that I didn't care that much about the story. They just did a great job in the ring together. There was the obvious blading underneath the table done by Gunther, but it still looked cool. Obviously, for a little bit, they're going to be taking Gunther out because he's going to be on injury, whether it's real or fake, I don't know. But once he comes back, I hope they give him something good because his world title runs haven't been the best. Like, he's great. I love his wrestling ability, and I think he is very good character wise. But I just want them to do something different, something new with him to give him a little bit more kind of life to what he's trying to do here. I also absolutely love the ending. I'm more of a CM Punk fan than I am a Seth Rollins fan, but they did a great job with this. Now, mind you, I never fell for the idea that Seth Rollins was actually injured. When the injury happened, the way it happened, it looked so planned, so I just never fell for that. But I still really loved the story that it built for this, and it was such an impactful, powerful moment. So I loved that, and I'm going to give this match a 5 out of 5. So for its entirety, I'm going to give SummerSlam Night 1 a 4 out of 5. Do all of you agree with my opinions? Do you completely disagree? Let me know what you thought about Night 1 in the comments. And keep an eye out as either later on today or tomorrow, I'll be putting out my reviews for Night 2.